Hello everyone, and welcome. In the last video we went over duality and the ideas of how it exists and the structure of that. And now we continue to go through the structure of the geometry of what I've learned is the structure of the universe. And even as a holographic universe is what a lot of people are hearing today, or you may have heard, or may have no idea. This solves for either. Now, the oneness of the sphere is important because it puts a limitation on the vast value of holograph or hologram, because that's infinite, right? And the idea, the definition of itself. So, getting back to duality and the torus, which we talked about last time, the torus is the inner structure of reality. And what it is, again, energy spinning down into itself, as well as spinning up into itself and reaching its center. Now that creates, which we explained in the last video, that creates a line right here, an area with a friction of the two ends coming together, create a plate or a level or field. Now in the spiritual world, that is commonly known as a chakra. And what that is a place that's emanating energy. Okay, we'll get into the chakras deeper later. But what we're saying now is the structure where the chakras will be in the sphere, which is a limitation of our particular universe. And we have these planes of existence that are made by toruses. So if this is a sphere, there will be 6 spheres or 6 plates or 6 toruses of influence in the top half, because we already talked about orientation and we have orientation now. And there will also be 6 spheres on the bottom, a total of 12 spheres. Okay, this is important because this is part of us. Now these 12 spheres are very specific, are actually who we are in this world as an energy being, as an energy body. Now, you may have heard in some philosophies, in some religious ideas, in the Matrix, the movie, you've heard of know thyself. This is what they were getting at. Okay, how do I know? Because that's what I've studied for a long time. I'm just relaying this message. So these 12 spheres of influence within the sphere is you. And when you realize that these 12 spheres are the geometry of the universe, because you're part of the universe regardless, and you know how that structure works as an individual and as a humanity and as nature and as a universe, you will then understand the idea of oneness and the structure of this language. Because why don't we not know this structure? Why is it kept secret? It's just geometry. Right now it's called sacred geometry, if you'd like to look it up. But soon it will be called it'll just be geometry. Okay? Because from the perspective that I hold and the events going on in the world right now, we are at the time of making a solid decision. It's very difficult. It's being made very difficult. And that solid decision is God in oneness and realizing who we are, not only as an individual, but as a creature who has a place in the universe, or totally forgetting ourselves and drowning in oblivion, I guess, but you wouldn't know either way. But you get to make that choice because you have free will. And I have free will, and everybody has free will. And the people who keep this knowledge from us has free will. And the people like myself who try to give you this knowledge have the free will to give it. Okay? And so that's why I do it. And we're at crunch time now. We're feeling a lot of pressures. We're feeling a lot of dissonant vibrations, like nothing's real, like this is all so crazy. You know, a lot of people are having ideas of taking themselves out. You know, I don't mean to dinner. I understand that. And that's why I feel it's imperative to allow you to, at the avenue of realizing that there is a perfect geometry. I spoke about it in the first one about the Egyptians and the Mayans. And it's real. And people have studied it and left books and notes, which I'll get to after the next video, I think. And I want you to hear this message because if you want that, at some point you're going to realize that the churches aren't going to give it to you. Your priests aren't going to give it to you. The government isn't going to give it to you. My government, as a matter of fact, in my country, is definitely not going to give it to you. They don't give anything. It's just to understand that there is a way, and it's out there, and you can have it. You can go to it. Now, why do I feel this is solid, that I have no qualms or questions of sharing this with you, or apprehensions, telling you that, oh, I know the secrets of the universe? Because, like I said, it's crunch time. We have to make a decision. And there's most people are absolutely fantastic. And if you haven't chosen the path of oblivion, this is a really good way to focus your thoughts and energy into the positive reality that you may have thought of or been led to think of, you know, your whole life, but seemed so elusive. Again, it's just geometry. And that geometry, until now, until the war on genetics, that geometry exists everywhere. It's all everything is. And these are the signatures. We call it a chakra, but the energy is a signature. It's a frequency. Because even science right now says everything's frequency. Everything has a frequency. Everything has a resonant value. Even though we can disrupt it, it's still there. You can undo it, but you can't take it away. You can't subtract it. You can only distort it or change it. And why I feel that's important right now, again, the battle is absolutely obvious at this point. And if it's not, you're probably not even watching this. And if you are the person who's watching this, thanks. So to recap, there's 12 spheres. There's 12 energy centers that influence a capacity that is this sphere that I just revealed is you. We can knowingly understand those energies. You already have them. They control your life. They are part of the systems that you engender every day. You're happy, you're sad, you're hungry, you're thirsty. All those things have to do with balancing the spheres of influence, the 12 spheres of influence. Okay? And And if you bounce this off someone who knows this, there's more or less. That's fine. It's quite irrelevant. 12 is the perfect number we need to use right now from my perspective. And from the perspective of just getting the information out. This is this. I have no reason to scam you. I'm not asking you for money. If you want to subscribe and like, fine. That's what people do these days. I don't even know what that means, really. But I have no other reason than to recruit your already thoughtfulness of being a person who sees highly of this world, who sees the evidence of a God, who chooses love overall. We choose a lot of things every day. Don't be hard on yourself. If you ultimately choose love, and you know that's really what you want, this is what we're doing by trying to help. Again, this is a linear path, which might be difficult for some people because it's technical. I'm trying to be as untechnical as possible, but we'll get into the flower of life, and I'll show you those spheres of influence, energies of influence within you and their tones. Again, you can look all this up. Remember, 12 is the body, individually and collectively, as we are human. Don't let other people persuade you that you are not sacred. Even the monotheists, are they not animated by the breath of their God? So again, have a great day. And maybe with all the things that are crazy going on, focus on your love in your heart. It's hard. I'm not gonna lie. I agree. And when you begin to focus on the love within you, look at all the love that's all around you. Unassuming, ever present.